I'm trying to always point at the doorway through which people can walk
Yes.
into this.
So good.
And so to hear where you view a potential
Right.
doorway, I'd love to get your perspective on that.
Throughout my process, getting more and more familiar with this, that is, there was so many things that I would do as I was getting familiar. One of the things that I would do is when I would notice that I was caught up in an idea of myself, and then I like to say there's the tres amigos of suffering consciousness, the
Yes.
three amigos of suffering, and it's identity, time, and cause and effect.
Wow.
And so anytime when I would notice, oh wow, I'm totally experiencing life through identity and through time, and they're all simultaneously interchangeable
Hmm.
and cause and effect. And I'd be like, well, let me get curious. What if I wasn't emphasizing identity, time, and cause and effect right now? What would that be like? And I would notice a softening, and I would notice an opening, and I would notice, oh wow, it's not what I thought it was, or there's so much more options here than I imagined there were, or oh wow, this person, all of a sudden compassion is so alive, and oh wow, this person is totally having their own experience of time, identity, and cause and effect, and they're so welcome to for all infinity. and and so that was a big thing. Another thing that I would do is I would tell every part of my being how free it was.
Mm.
So if I was feeling a sense of dread or depression, I remember living in my little apartment in Iquitos, Peru, right in the Amazon, and had this overwhelming fear that I had to go back into my life and see my family and deal with possibility of singing again or being a part of a contract again or just felt really overwhelming and all these sensations and and then I was just like, okay, what are these sensations here? Okay, despair. How's my usual reaction relationship with despair? It's like, oh, I don't want it to be here. I want to stuff it down in the basement, or I want to throw it in a concentration camp, or I want to take it on a retreat and make sure that it gets really awake and really enlightened. But what if I just totally met despair and allowed it to completely be as it is? So I would tell despair how free it was. And I'm a little sassy, and the person, so I'd be like, "Yes, you better be despair. You better work that shit." Or I'd
Love it.
tell the insecurity, I'd be like, "Insecurity, look how confident you are." I'd be like, "Did you ask me? Did you tap me on the shoulder?" Insecurity, it was like insecurity was a goddess, like Lakshmi, and I'd be like, "Did you ask me if it's okay for you to appear right now?" No. You didn't care one bit if I didn't want you here or not. You were like, here I am, insecurity. I was like, wow, you're so free and confident. So I tell my body, any emotion, any headache, it's like, you are so free. Look how free you are. And so it was a sense of as I was telling the truth about the freedom of whatever appearance, the freedom that is would just outshine any
Mhm.
sense of separation. And that was a huge support also on my journey.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, the first one you mentioned was at least as I understood it was curiosity, like truly understanding that, like bypassing what you think this now moment is, or what this sensation is, or what this thought is, whatever's happening, and asking what really is this intimately, intensely and intimately investigate, like what actually is this? And then the
Yes,
second doorway that you mentioned sounded to me like radical acceptance, like
I
that,
love that.
a full acceptance, a full embrace of what is, because that is what freedom is.
Hey,
It's when we push things away that we suffer, or we feel boxed in, we feel contracted.
yeah,
It's when we fully allow and tell ourselves how free this sensation is to be just what it is, that
right,
all of a sudden things explode into boundless freedom. And so
right.
I couldn't agree more with you that those are two major doorways towards this just awakened presence.